Titletown Talk with Wayne Mouser. 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 Yeah!
Back to our second segment of Titletown Talk here at Chillers in Appleton. Wayne Mouser, Kennard Backman, my guest tonight, and want to ask you this real quick here before we find out more about you. Don Barclay started last night in place of Brian Bulaga. Thoughts on his performance?
Oh, I thought Don played well. Don has some experience, and that's definitely something, good coming into a game like that. He prepares, like everybody else. So, his time came, and, I definitely think he was ready.
The Packers making a move today, Josh Boyd on IR, and they brought in someone who had been with them last year, linebacker Joe Thomas, on the practice squad.
Oh, yeah. And, Joe was just with us, before all the cuts were made. But he's a good guy, fast, athletic, and he can definitely hit. So, it's cool. It'll be cool to get him back in the locker room, man. We missed him.
We find out more about our guest in this segment. You were born in Atlanta. You live there. And you went to Whitefield Academy in Mableton, Georgia, which is in the Atlanta metro area.
Yeah, I had a privilege of, being able to go to private school, starting my freshman year in high school. And, it looks like Whitefield, but it's Whitfield. A lot of people get that confused. But, I enjoyed it. Started out playing, basketball and kind of went from there.
Did you think that gave you a better advantage going to a private school as opposed to a larger public school?
Yeah, well, especially the school that I was kind of zoned to go toward. South Cobb High School would have been a school I would have been going to, but I really think, going to Whitfield, just being around, different people and the experiences with them, it was definitely a blessing.
You were a wide receiver, tight end, defensive end, linebacker, so you had a chance to play all of the positions, basically. Was it out of necessity? I would imagine maybe a smaller school, so you had to do that?
Yeah, it was basically like, Kennard, get out there and just play football.
And you said, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, definitely. But, I was playing a little bit. But, yeah, we were a smaller school, so I got to play a lot of different positions.
I didn't see any other sport listed. Did you play any other sports in high school?
Yeah, I actually came into Whitfield playing basketball. That's kind of the reason why I went to the school, thinking I was going to probably, play collegiately basketball, but, that kind of switched after my freshman year. I decided to pick up football, and I started playing football.
During this segment, we take some questions. Let's go out to Linda and the audience.
Thanks, Wayne. Our question comes from Trudy from Green Bay. What are your hobbies?
Well, I guess I enjoy cutting hair. I think that's something people are starting to realize. I enjoy music. With my brother, he's an engineer, I guess you would say. I definitely enjoy that. So making a little bit of music. My sister's teaching me how to play the piano a little bit. But I'll start saying music and cutting hair.
This cutting hair thing, how did that happen?
Needed a little bit of cash in my pocket, in college. So I think I bought my first clippers my senior year in high school, but I didn't start until my freshman year in college. My brother was actually my first stunt dummy.
Anybody can go out and buy clippers, and if you do that, you can either do a great job or just butcher somebody's hair.
Yeah, it's definitely a trust factor that goes
Yes.
into it, but I like to say I do a pretty good job.
Is there an online barber school that you can do, or how did you do that? I want to know.
Well, I'm not in barber school. Kind of getting your hair cut for, I've been getting my hair cut for probably about 15 years. So you just go in the barbershop and, you kind of, I kind of like, I can kind of do this. It's just me. It might not be too bad. But like I said, my brother was, he was brave enough to sit in the chair and let me, kind of experiment with him and, kind of went from there.
Do you have a lot of teammate customers, so to speak?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, from, just from college. I cut some of my, teammates in college, my coaches in college, and it's kind of translated here a little
Really?
bit. Cutting some of the players now. Like we spoke of J-Ron, I cut his hair. So
You know,
goes from
cutting a coach's hair could be kind of dangerous if you really, mess it up.
there. Oh, yeah, it could be, but try not to.
Well, that's good though. A lot of people, maybe it gives you, take some pressure off, or kind of a relaxing thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really started out with me just cutting my own because I got tired of paying the money for it,
Yeah.
And some people ask me, you can cut my hair, and then it kind of went from there.
I want to ask the audience, do you like the way Kennard's hair looks? I do too. That's looking good.
I mean, mine, you can't really just look at mine. I get kind of lazy with mine. You can see right now, I'm just growing it out. I'm going to do something with it. But, I mean, I think I enjoy cutting other people's hair more than my own, so.
All right. Back out to the audience.
Ashley from Appleton.
Who was your favorite team growing up?
My favorite team growing up, collegiately, probably Duke Blue Devils. Professionally, the Atlanta Falcons. And I think Atlanta was more so, I think just because I, kind of grew up in the city.
Area?
Yeah, from the area. Baseball, I was a Braves fan. I went to a lot of Braves games. It was cool. Turner Field is a nice place to be. I don't know if anybody goes down to Atlanta, but if you do, definitely got to check out a game. They're building a new stadium, so that's cool.
You had a lot of accolades in high school, second-team All-State by the Associated Press, and honorable mention All-State as a defensive lineman by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and that was as a senior, so some pretty good recognition.
Yeah. It was kind of it was like I said, starting off, playing basketball and converting to football. It was definitely a change, but my coaches, I think my coaches definitely used me pretty well, and they taught me a lot in the short amount of time I was there.
You were also first-team All-State as a junior, so
yeah,
can't forget that.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean we had some good players there. A lot of them didn't necessarily go to college, but we definitely had some good players, and more than anything, we had some good coaching that kind of build everything together.
Back out to the audience.
Brian from Appleton.
What are you guys doing as a team to improve the offensive line with the number of penalties and missed blocks?
Well, every offensive lineman, nobody expects to get penalties, when they line up. But I guess, more so, it's fundamentals, just honing in on your fundamentals. Some of the same, drills that you were doing, kind of when you were little, growing up. Sometimes they can seem tedious, but just working on some of your fundamentals. I mean, they're not doing a bad job at all, but just cleaning up some stuff, kind of everybody in general, just cleaning up stuff, and it kind of starts with your fundamentals and your technique. Some of your basic things that you kind of look over a little bit sometimes, but just trying to get grounded in your fundamentals, because that's where it starts.
And Aaron will try to draw the defense offside, so maybe sometimes that might affect an offensive lineman?
Oh, yeah. That'll definitely, that'll affect everybody, because, you'll get your play call, but you also have to, be mindful of the play count and, what we're going on. So that's kind of tough, but just like I said, just detailing your assignment, man. That's probably what you got to do the most.
All right, let's take another question.
Jesse from Appleton.
What was the toughest obstacle to overcome in training camp?
The toughest obstacle in training camp, I could probably say, would be getting the playbook down. It's like school on a football field, something a little bit. I'm used to that a little bit at coming from UAB, but it's just to a whole nother level, and just route conversions. If you look at my playbook, my notebook is probably about just that thick, of notes, and I'll probably say that was the toughest part, was just the mental part, more than anything, coming out there and, being able to, grasp all the concepts and being able to actually perform them. It's one thing to know them, but being actually to perform them, and remember them, at the drop of a dime, probably was the toughest part, early on.
It's probably the difference between night and day from college to pros, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then you've got Aaron Rodgers back there, and he knows a lot, and if he wants to change something, he has the ability, to change stuff as well, and you have to be, mindful of that and go with that.
Back out to Linda.
Cassie from Menasha.
Will it take a lot to adapt to the cold winters in Wisconsin?
Yeah. I mean, these winners, yeah, these winners. You know, I kind of hear about it. You know, I go out to eat sometimes. I kind of ask around. I actually had a winter in Cincinnati. That was the coldest winter I had. That was this past winter. But you know, I'm a Southern boy, so it's definitely gonna be an experience. So I guess I need to go ahead and get my socks and go ahead. I honestly don't even have a coat right now, so I need to go ahead and probably get one of those soon.
My suggestion: don't cut your hair.
Nah, that's no. I'm gonna keep it growing. Now I have a reason, so I'm not gonna cut it. Now.
All right. One more audience question.
Al from Pickett.
What is your speed in the 40?
At my pro day, they clocked me between a 4.59 and a 4.66. You know, I like to think I'm out there. You know, just running past everybody. You know,
yeah.
I like to think I got jetpacks strapped to me, but and I feel like I got decent speed.
That's not bad for a tight end.
Nah, you know, I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, I knew I could run, but you know, getting that, you know, running against that clock, you know, it's kind of running against you. So being able to go out there and run well, that was definitely something that was good.
We've got another story to talk about. We'll do that in the final segment. It's about your career at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Good story, so we'll check that out, all right?
Yes, sir.
My guest, Kennard Backman, Packers rookie tight end. This is Wayne Mauser. You're watching Titletown Talk here at Chillers in Appleton on My New 32. Back after these messages.
Titletown Talk with Wayne